Welcome to Panther Sports, your one-stop shop for all things athletic at High Point University. I'm your host, Travis Woody. Last Wednesday, the High Point University baseball team hosted the Pirates of East Carolina University in front of a record crowd at Willard Stadium. After having the previous night's game against Appalachian State postponed due to rain, the Panthers came out strong against ECU. Junior Jared Avedon went 7 innings, his longest start of the season. He gave up 1 earned run on 5 hits with 5 strikeouts and only 1 walk. Offensively, High Point was very balanced and strong. 4 Panthers had multi-hit games, led by Mike Mechanowski, who went 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored. High Point took the lead in the second inning after scoring 3 runs and never looked back. The Panthers would go on to win the game 10-2. 2 days later, the Panthers traveled to Charleston, South Carolina to start a 3-game series with the Buccaneers of Charleston Southern University. Junior Ryan Retz pitched 8 shutout innings for High Point to start the series on the right foot. Retz allowed only 3 hits and 1 walk while striking out 2 to hoist the Panthers past Charleston Southern and improve to 3-2 for the season. Senior Sal Pizzino drove in the only 2 runs of the ballgame with a 3rd-inning double to give the Panthers the opening game victory 2-0. The following day, High Point continued their winning streak behind the arm of freshman Joe Goodman. The Panthers jumped out to an early 10-3 lead with the offensive work of Sal Pizzino, Sean Wilson, and Ryan Retz. The Buccaneers would cut the lead to 1 before Goodman entered in relief of Jordan Foster and Matt Armstead. Goodman shut down the Buccaneer attack, and High Point would go on to win the game and the series 13-9. Last Sunday, High Point and Charleston Southern would face in the finale of the 3-game series. It was full of thrills and nearly worked out perfectly for a Panthers sweep. Charleston Southern jumped out to a 4-run lead, and High Point was able to pull within 1 in the 8th inning. Unfortunately, the Panthers just couldn't scrape any more offense, and the Buccaneers would squeeze out their only win of the series 6-5. High Point is now 16-10 overall, 2-1 in conference play. This past Saturday, High Point hosted the Vert Class track meeting at Vert Stadium. High Point would show very well and earned a pair of wins in the performance sections from the men's side, as well as a win on the women's side. Sophomore Evan Emery broke a 29-year-old HBU record in the 200-meter dash, running a time of 20.87 seconds. The previous record of 21.45 seconds was set by Kent Sides in 1983. The other Panther win came from junior Jacob Smith, who beat Duke's Dominic DiMatteo in the 1500-meter with a career-best 3 minutes and 48.14 seconds. On the women's side, senior Kelsey Frazier led the final laps of the 3,000-meter steeplechase to get the win in 11 minutes and 23.34 seconds. High Point's track and field team will compete in 2 meets this coming weekend. Most of the track athletes will compete in the Raleigh Relays at North Carolina State, while most of the field event competitors will be at the Wilbur Ross Invitational in Winston-Salem. The High Point women's lacrosse team continued their strong season with a win over the Oregon University Ducks on Sunday. Grace Gang and Mackenzie Carroll led the Panthers with 3 goals each to improve High Point's record to 6-2 overall. Chelsea Thompson and Christy Doherty scored 2 goals each to preserve High Point's 13-10 victory. We're going to take a short break, but when we return, we'll sit down with Lady Panthers junior point guard Erin Reynolds. Don't go anywhere.
At High Point University, every student receives an extraordinary education in an inspiring environment with caring people. With rigorous academics and stellar faculty, students enjoy state-of-the-art facilities inside the classroom and across campus. In the last 6 years, the university has achieved high rankings and has tripled in enrollment and national stature. Our focus is on holistic education, on experiential learning, and on values-based living. That's High Point University, extraordinary.
Welcome back to Panther Sports. My guest today is point guard Erin Reynolds. Hello, Erin. How are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Doing well. So we've talked about you multiple times, especially in the past couple of weeks with basketball, going through all its tournaments and everything like that. You've been playing really good ball. But let's get to know Erin Reynolds a little bit more, the person of Erin Reynolds. So could you give us a little bit of background? What's your family life like? Where are you from? What do you do?
Well, I'm from Beckley, West Virginia, a small town in southern West Virginia. I have 2 younger siblings. They're twins, actually.
Okay.
And we're just very close and just a normal family.
So West Virginia. How does a person in West Virginia hear about High Point University?
I just had been recruited from the coaches, and they contacted me, so they came to a couple of games, and I came here on a visit my senior year and loved it ever since.
Okay, well, it seems to have that effect on people, I think, when they come and visit.
Yeah.
What kind of hobbies do you have outside of basketball, or does basketball just take up all of your extra time?
No, not really. I mean, I love to sing and just hang out with my teammates a lot of the times and just chill and hang out. So.
Good.
Yeah.
You told me earlier that you are a criminal justice major.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
So what are you wanting to get into after basketball?
Probably get somewhere into that field. I was thinking about law school or maybe going into the police academy as well. So I kind of want to do a lot of jobs in the whole criminal justice major area. So I just kind of want to move through the whole major.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Anything could happen from there. Okay, so obviously we had talked about Erin Reynolds, we've talked about Shamia Brown, we've talked about Cheyenne Parker. It seems like every other week y'all were breaking a High Point University record, either an individual record or I know one time you and Shamia combined for a duos record for the only 2 people on the same team to score 20 points each in the Big South Tournament Championship game. All right, so it seems like you're just a couple of shots away all season from being the very top. Obviously, you led the Big South for seemed like forever in the standings, and then you seemed like you were just a couple of points away from winning the tournament game and going to the NCAA tournament. All that to say, was that successful in your book as a team? Did y'all expect to go that far? Did you expect to do better?
I mean, our coach came in and she always expected for us to be great players and just work hard and just come out and give our best. So with that being said, yeah, we expected to go as far as we did. We really didn't know with new coaches and then new personnel, new people, so we really didn't know where we would end up. But as far as we went, what we've accomplished, we're proud of it, but it's still not good enough, for our coaches or for us as a team as well.
Right. I was informed beforehand a couple of team records or HPU Division I records, most wins in a season for your team, is that correct?
Yes.
The longest winning streak during a season of 9 games.
Yeah.
So it seemed to be to us, and we're talking about it, like I said, every week, seemed like the Lady Panthers were making wake, and y'all are playing some pretty good teams as well. Obviously you face NC State in the NIT, or the WNIT, and did very well there too, another good showing. So what does the team, obviously it's still kind of early to think about, but people graduate, people are maybe going elsewhere to play or whatever. What does the team kind of look like to you for next year? What is the dynamic, or is it too early to tell?
I mean, just very promising. We got Cheyenne Parker back, which was the Big South Defensive Player of the Year. I'm coming back. We have Laura Witt. We have a lot of experience coming back as well. So just with the 4 freshmen that we have coming in, we're just kind of going to try to take them under our wing and just show them the ropes and just guide them. So I'm thinking we're looking very promising. We still want to be the team to beat in our conference, and I think that we will be the team to beat.
Good. And who was that vocal leader? Because every team needs one, it seems like. Some people have multiple, but who was the vocal leader this year?
Majority of the time it was Shamia, and I would just kind of back her up and come in, when maybe she lost her voice in practice or something, but most of the time it was Shamia. So.
Okay. So obviously she's graduating. So what does that make your what is your place in the team next year?
I definitely have to step up and be that leader. So I'm going to have to be more vocal, which is a little bit out of my comfort zone, but I don't mind taking on the challenge. But I'll probably be the one taking on.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, good. Oh, thank you for joining us. I think that we're going to have to end our show right there. It's all the time that we have for today, but be sure to tune in next time. Stay up to date on all of High Point University athletics. We'll see you then. Good night.